Blood drips onto wet concrete, each drop spreading like ink in water. Naraya's hands shake as she presses gauze against the stranger's cheek, her blue scrubs already stained dark red. The man in the tailored black suit stares at her through the fog, his eyes sharp despite the gash running from his temple to his jaw. "You saved me once," he whispers, his voice rough. "And you don't even know who I am." Rain hammers the pavement outside City Drugs. The neon sign flickers above them, casting red light across the alley. Naraya should be in her dorm right now, cramming pharmacology notes for the exam that starts in 7 hours. Instead, she's kneeling in a puddle behind a drugstore, trying to stop a stranger from bleeding out. "Don't move," she says, her voice steadier than her hands. "You're making it worse." The man, tattoos crawling up his neck like dark vines, grabs her wrist. Not hard, just enough to make her look at him. "Listen to me," he says. "What's your name?" "Naraya." The word slips out before she can stop it. He nods slowly, like he's memorizing her face. "Naraya, you need to walk away right now." She pulls her wrist free and checks his pulse. Fast but strong. "I'm not leaving you like this. You don't understand what you've walked into." "Then explain it to me." He almost laughs. Blood bubbles at the corner of his mouth. "I can't." Naraya tears open another gauze pack with her teeth. Her grandmother always said she cared too much about people who didn't deserve it. Maybe she was right, but something about this man, the way fear flickers behind his eyes, raw and human, makes her stay. "What happened to you?" she asks. "Betrayal." The word comes out like a curse. The worst kind. Footsteps echo somewhere in the fog. Slow, deliberate. The man's entire body tenses. "How many?" he asks. "How many what?" "People. How many do you hear?" Naraya stops breathing, listens. 3 sets of footsteps, maybe 4, moving closer. "Run," the man says again. "Please." But she doesn't run. She can't explain why. Maybe it's the nursing training kicking in, never abandon a patient. Maybe it's something else, something she'll regret later. "Hi viewers, kindly tell us where you're watching from and what time it is." The footsteps stop just beyond the fog line. Car doors open. Close. Naraya's heart slams against her ribs. "If you value your life," the man whispers, "don't look at them. Keep your hands where they are and don't make a sound." She wants to ask who they are. She wants to scream for help. But the way he's looking at her, protective, desperate, makes her freeze. 2 black SUVs roll into view, headlights off. Windows tinted so dark they look like holes in the night. The man shifts closer to her, shielding her body with his. "Naraya," he breathes against her ear. "After tonight, your life will never be the same." "Why?" she whispers back. "Who are you?" Before he can answer, a door clicks open behind them, and someone racks a gun. The sound of metal sliding against metal cuts through the rain. Naraya's stomach drops. She doesn't turn around. Every muscle in her body screams at her to run, but the man's hand tightens on her arm. "Stay still," he mouths. A voice cuts through the fog. Deep. Calm. "Wrong. Rafe Calderon. Didn't expect to find you in the gutter with a girl." Rafe. So that's his name. Naraya's mind races. Calderon. She's heard that name before. Whispers in coffee shops. News reports that cut off mid-sentence. The family nobody talks about, but everyone knows. Rafe doesn't answer. His jaw clenches so hard she can see the muscle jump. "You gonna introduce us?" The voice continues. Or is she just another mistake? Naraya's phone buzzes in her pocket. Once. Twice. She prays it's not loud enough to hear over the rain. But it is. The voice laughs. "Seems like someone's popular tonight." Rafe's hand slides down to hers. His palm is slick with blood, but his grip is steady. He squeezes once. A warning or a promise. She can't tell which. "She's nobody," Rafe says, his voice cold. Wrong place, wrong time. Funny thing about wrong places. Footsteps move closer, boots splashing through puddles. They tend to get people killed. Naraya's phone buzzes again. She wants to reach for it, silence it, throw it into the street. But moving feels like suicide right now. The footsteps stop directly behind her. She can feel someone's presence, tall and solid, looming over her shoulder. "Let me see your hands, sweetheart." Naraya lifts her hand slowly, gauze still clutched in her shaking fingers. Blood drips from her gloves onto the pavement. "Nurse," the voice asks. "Student," she manages. Her voice sounds foreign to her own ears. Cute. A pause. "So here's what's going to happen. You're going to stand up, walk to that corner, and forget you ever saw Rafe Calderon. Do that, and you get to see tomorrow." Rafe's entire body goes rigid. She walks, and you let her walk. That's the deal. Since when do you make deals from your knees? Naraya's phone buzzes a third time. Longer this time. An incoming call. The screen light glows through the fabric of her scrubs. The man behind her moves fast, grabs her shoulder, spins her around. She gets a glimpse of his face, cold eyes, sharp suit, a scar running through his eyebrow, before he reaches for her pocket. "No," she starts. He pulls out her phone. The screen is bright in the darkness. 3 missed texts. 1 call, all from a number she doesn't recognize. The man's expression changes. His eyes narrow. "Rafe, want to explain why your emergency contact just texted this girl's number?" Rafe doesn't answer, but Naraya sees it. The flash of confusion, then horror. The man holds up the phone so Rafe can see. Says here, "Location confirmed. Target is mobile. Prepare extraction. Sent to this number 40 minutes ago." Naraya's heart stops. "I don't know what that means. I swear I don't." "The coffee shop," Rafe says quietly. His face has gone pale. "You said you're grabbing coffee. You texted someone." "She did. She texted her roommate. At least, she thought she did. But in her exhaustion, in the rush between study sessions and vending machines." "Wrong number," she whispers. "Oh God, I sent it to the wrong number." The man with the scar smiles. It doesn't reach his eyes. "Well, isn't this interesting?" He looks at Rafe. "Your enemies knew exactly where to find you. And the only person who texted your secure line tonight," he tilts the phone toward Naraya, "is this broke little nursing student who just happened to stumble across you bleeding." "That's not." Naraya starts. "Shut up." The man raises his gun. Not at Rafe. At her. And a laser sight lands directly between her eyes. Time slows down. Naraya sees the red dot trembling on her own skin, reflected in a puddle at her feet. Her throat closes. She can't breathe, can't think, can't move. Rafe slams into her. They hit the ground hard, concrete biting through her scrubs. The gunshot cracks above them, so loud her ears ring. Brick explodes where her head was a second ago. "Run!" Rafe shouts, but her legs won't work. Her body won't obey. She's frozen, staring at the bullet hole in the wall, her mind trying to catch up to the fact that she almost died. Rafe drags her up by her arm. His face is twisted in pain, fresh blood seeping through his shirt, but he doesn't stop. He pulls her into the fog, away from the SUVs, toward the maze of alleys behind the shopping district. Footsteps pound behind them. Voices shout. Another gunshot rings out, closer this time. "Who are they?" Naraya gasps as they run. "People I trusted." Rafe's breathing is ragged. Until tonight. They round a corner. Rafe shoves her against a dumpster, pressing his body against hers to keep her hidden. His chest heaves. Blood soaks through his suit jacket. He's losing too much. She can see it in the pallor of his skin, the way his hands tremble. "You need a hospital," she whispers. "Hospitals ask questions. Questions get people killed. You're going to bleed out. Better than what they'll do if they catch us." The footsteps slow. Someone's talking into a radio. Naraya hears pieces of it through the static. 2 targets, heading east. Don't let Calderon reach his people. Rafe tilts his head, listening. Then he looks at her, really looks at her, and something shifts in his expression. Something protective. Dangerous. "This is my fault," he says quietly. "You texted my emergency line. My people traced it. They thought you were one of mine. That's why they sent my location to your number. They thought they were helping me. I didn't mean to." "I know." His jaw tightens. "But now they think you're working with the people who want me dead. And my enemies think you're working with me. Which means I'm dead either way," she finishes. He doesn't deny it. The footsteps start again. Closer. Methodical. Whoever's hunting them isn't rushing. They don't have to. They know Rafe's bleeding. They know he'll slow down eventually. How many? Rafe asks, "What? How many people know where you live? Your address, your schedule." Naraya's mind races. "My roommate, my professors. I'm registered with the university. My grandmother has my..." She stops. "Oh God, my grandmother. They won't touch her." Rafe's voice is steel. "I promise you that. But they will use her to get to you. This isn't happening." Naraya slides down the dumpster, her legs finally giving out. "I was just getting coffee. You try to save me." Rafe crouches in front of her, ignoring the way his wound pulls open. "And now I'm going to save you. But you have to trust me. I don't even know you. You know I'm bleeding. You know someone wants me dead. You know I push you out of the way instead of using you as a shield." His eyes bore into hers. "That's more than most people know about me." The radio crackles again. "North Alley. Move." Rafe stands, offers his hand. "We have 30 seconds before they find us. After that, your choice won't matter anymore." Naraya stares at his hand, bloodied, shaking, reaching for her like a lifeline. She takes it. They run again. This time, Rafe leads her through a gap in a fence she didn't even see. They cut through someone's backyard, over a low wall, into another alley. Her lungs burn. Her scrubs stick to her skin with sweat and rain. Behind them, voices grow louder, angrier. Ahead, the alley opens onto a main street. Cars, lights, people. "We can't," Rafe says, reading her mind. "Too many witnesses. If they kill you in public, it sends a message. If they kill you in private, he doesn't finish." They veer left, deeper into the industrial district. Abandoned warehouses loom on both sides. No cameras, no witnesses. Naraya realizes with sickening clarity that he's choosing their execution spot. Then she sees him, standing at the end of the alley. Tall, muscular, wearing a suit too expensive for this neighborhood. His hands are relaxed at his sides. He's not holding a gun. He doesn't need to. Rafe stops so fast Naraya slams into his back. "Marcus," Rafe says. His voice is empty. "Hollow." The man, Marcus, smiles. "You shouldn't have left the table tonight, Rafe. You set me up. You were getting soft, asking questions, making people nervous." Marcus takes a step forward. "The family decided you needed a reminder of how things work. So you sent me into an ambush. I sent you to a meeting. What happened after that?" Marcus shrugs. "It was just bad luck." Rafe's hand tightens on Naraya's. "Let her go. She's not part of this." "She is now." Marcus's eyes slide to Naraya. Cold, calculating. "Wrong number, right? That's what you told them. Funny how these things work out." "Marcus." Rafe's voice drops. "Don't do this." "Too late, brother." "Brother." The word hits Naraya like a punch. This is family. This is blood. Marcus pulls a gun from inside his jacket. Not fast, not slow, just inevitable. "You always were too sentimental," Marcus says. "Even now, you try and protect her. That's why you'll never be what this family needs." He raises the gun, points it directly at Naraya, and Rafe does something she'll never forget. He steps in front of her, bleeding and broken, and spreads his arms wide, shielding her completely. "If you want her," Rafe says, "you go through me first." Marcus's finger moves to the trigger. The gunshot never comes. Instead, headlights flood the alley. Bright, blinding. Tires screech as a black SUV, different from the others, slams to a stop between them and Marcus. Doors fly open. Men pour out. Not Marcus's men. Rafe's. "Boss," one of them shouts. "We traced your signal. Get her in the car." Rafe's voice cuts through everything. "Now!" Hands grab Naraya. She tries to fight, but she's too weak, too exhausted. Someone lifts her off her feet and shoves her into the SUV. The leather seat is cold against her back. Her vision swims. Rafe collapses into the seat beside her. Blood pours from his side, more than before. "Too much. Drive," he barks. The SUV lurches forward. Gunfire erupts behind them. Glass shatters. Someone screams. Then they're moving fast, the warehouse district blurring past the windows. Naraya's hands move on instinct. She rips open a medical kit bolted to the seat and pulls out supplies. Gauze, tape, antiseptic. Not enough for what he needs, but better than nothing. "Hold still," she says, Rafe leans back, his face gray. You should have run when you had the chance. Shut up and let me work. She cuts away his shirt. The bullet grazed his ribs, tearing through muscle. She packs the wound, pressing hard to slow the bleeding. He doesn't flinch, doesn't make a sound, just watches her with those sharp, unreadable eyes. Why did you do that? She asks quietly. Step in front of me. Would you have preferred I didn't? I would have preferred you tell me why a stranger is willing to die for me. Rafe's jaw works. You're not a stranger anymore. I don't even know you. You know enough. He closes his eyes. You know I'm bleeding because my own brother sold me out. You know he tried to kill you because of a text message. You know, he stops, opens his eyes again. You know I won't let them touch you. That's all you need to know. The SUV swerves hard. Naraya grabs the seat to keep from falling. Outside, the city blurs past. They're heading out of the industrial district toward the wealthier neighborhoods. Where are we going? She asks. Somewhere safe. For now. For now. Her voice cracks. What does that mean? Rafe sits up, wincing. It means my brother knows your face. Your name. Your school. And until I deal with him, you're a target. Deal with him. Naraya's hands still. What does that mean? It means, Rafe says carefully, this is a war now, and you're caught in the middle of it. The driver, a man with a shaved head and a scar across his throat, glances in the rearview mirror. Boss, we got tail. 2 cars. Moving fast. Rafe curses under his breath. How far to the safe house? 8 minutes. Maybe less if I do it. The SUV accelerates. Naraya's stomach lurches. She presses harder on Rafe's wound, trying to keep the gauze in place. Blood seeps through her fingers. He's losing too much. She can see the edges of his vision starting to blur, his breathing turning shallow. Stay with me, she says. Rafe, look at me. His eyes find hers. I'm sorry. For what? For this. All of it. You were just trying to help. And he stops. Coughs. I destroyed your life. Behind them, gunfire cracks. The back window explodes. Glass rains down. Naraya screams. The driver swerves, throwing them against the door. They're trying to box us in, the driver shouts. Rafe pulls a gun from under the seat, checks the magazine. His hands are steady despite the blood loss. How many? 4, maybe 5. Tell the others to engage. Keep them off us. Boss, if you go down the hole, do it. Rafe's voice is iron. The driver speaks into his radio. Seconds later, 2 more SUVs appear from side streets, flanking them. Men lean out the windows with rifles. The night lights up with muzzle flashes. Naraya can't breathe, can't process. She's in the middle of a war zone, hands covered in blood, pressed against a man she met an hour ago while bullets tear through the air. Why me? She whispers. Why did it have to be me? Rafe looks at her, really looks at her, and for the first time, she sees something other than pain in his eyes. Something that scares her more than the guns, more than the blood. Because, he says quietly, you're the only person in this city who looked at me tonight and saw a human being instead of a monster. And that, he touches her cheek with a bloodied hand, is worth protecting. The SUV jerks hard to the right, slams into something, spins, metal screams. Naraya's head hits the window. Stars explode across her vision. When she opens her eyes, they're sideways. The SUV is on its side. Smoke pours from the engine. Rafe's arm is around her, holding her against his chest. Can you move? She tries. Everything hurts. I think so. Good. He pulls her toward the shattered windshield. Because if they catch you now, you won't live long enough to regret helping me. They crawl out onto the street. Naraya's knees scrape against broken glass. Blood, hers or his, she can't tell, drips onto the pavement. Around them, the firefight continues. Rafe's men are outnumbered, outgunned. She can hear them falling one by one. Rafe pulls her into an alley. They run. Again, her lungs scream. Her vision swims. She doesn't know how she's still moving. Behind them, footsteps, shouts, the scrape of metal on concrete. Ahead, nothing but darkness. Rafe stumbles, catches himself on a wall. His face is white, his breathing ragged. Rafe, keep going. You can't. I said keep. His legs buckle. He collapses into her arms, deadweight, unconscious. And the footsteps behind them stop running, because they know they've won. Naraya looks up. Marcus stands at the mouth of the alley, gun raised, smiling. "End of the line," he says. Marcus doesn't shoot. He just stands there, gun aimed at Naraya's chest, watching, waiting for her to beg. She doesn't. Instead, she lowers Rafe to the ground, presses her palm against his wound, checks his pulse. Weak, but there. He's losing consciousness from blood loss. Minutes left, maybe less. "You actually care about him," Marcus says, almost surprised. Naraya doesn't answer. She rips open another gauze pack with her teeth. "He's using you," Marcus continues. "You understand that, right? My brother doesn't care about people. He cares about power, control, and right now, you're just leverage. Then why are you still talking?" Naraya's voice is steady. "Calm. If I'm just leverage, shoot me and take him." Marcus tilts his head. "Interesting. What is? You're not scared." "I'm terrified." Naraya meets his eyes. "But I'm not leaving him to bleed out while you monologue." Marcus laughs. Actually laughs. "I see why he likes you." Headlights cut through the fog behind Marcus. Not SUVs this time. Sedans. Sleek. Fast. Expensive. They stop in a perfect line, doors opening in unison. Men step out, different from before. Older. Sharper. Their suits cost more than Naraya's entire tuition. They move with the kind of confidence that comes from never being told no. One of them, silver-haired, lean, with eyes like winter, steps forward. "Marcus." His voice could freeze blood. "What exactly do you think you're doing?" Marcus lowers his gun, just slightly. "Father, I was handling. You were making a spectacle." The older man's gaze slides to Naraya, then to Rafe's unconscious body. His expression doesn't change. "Get in the car. Now." Two men move immediately. They lift Rafe like he weighs nothing, carrying him toward one of the sedans. Naraya tries to follow, but a hand grabs her arm. "Not you," the silver-haired man says. "Not yet. He needs medical attention. He's lost too much. I have doctors. The best money can buy." His eyes narrow. "What I don't have is an explanation for why my youngest son is bleeding in an alley with a nursing student I've never heard of. It's not her fault," Marcus says quickly. "She was just... I didn't ask you." The man's voice cuts like a blade. "You'll wait in the car. We'll discuss your role in tonight's mess later." Marcus's face hardens, but he goes, because even a man who tried to kill his own brother knows when he's outmatched. The silver-haired man turns back to Naraya, studies her. She feels like an insect under a microscope. "Naraya Wynn," he says. Not a question. He already knows. 22. Nursing student. Scholarship recipient. Lives alone. Grandmother in Cleveland. No criminal record. No political connections. No reason to be anywhere near my son. Naraya's blood runs cold. "How do you? I know everything." He steps closer. "What I don't know is why Rafe risked his life for you. Why he called his emergency line. Why he's protecting you like you matter." "I don't know either. I think you do." He glances at his watch. "You have two choices, Miss Wynn. Choice one, you walk away right now. I give you money, a new apartment, a new city if you want. You forget this night happened, and you never speak my son's name again. And choice two, you get in the car. His eyes are unreadable, and you accept that your old life is over. Completely. No going back. No normal. No safe." Naraya looks at the sedan. Rafe is inside, pale and unconscious. Someone's hooking him up to N4. The door is open. "Waiting. He saved my life," she says quietly. "He ruined your life." "Maybe." Naraya takes a breath. "But he didn't have to step in front of that gun. He didn't have to push me out of the way. He chose to protect me, even when it cost him everything." The silver-haired man's expression shifts. Just barely. "Interesting. What is? You sound like you actually believe that." "I do." He studies her for another long moment. Then he nods. "Once. Sharp. Get in the car." Naraya doesn't hesitate. She climbs into the sedan beside Rafe. The leather is soft. The air smells like expensive cologne and antiseptic. Someone hands her a warm towel. She wipes the blood from her hands, but it doesn't come off completely. The silver-haired man sits across from them. The door closes. The sedan starts moving. "My name is Victor Calderon," he says. "I'm Rafe's father, and as of this moment, you're under my family's protection." Which means two things. You're safe from Marcus and his allies, and you belong to us. I don't belong to anyone. Victor smiles. It doesn't reach his eyes. "We'll see." They drive in silence. The city shifts around them. Industrial district fades. Skyscrapers rise. Then suburbs. Mansions. Gates. Security. They stop in front of a house that looks like a museum. All glass and steel and modern architecture. Lights glow inside, warm against the cold night. "Welcome to the safe house," Victor says. "You'll stay here until we determine Marcus's next move." "What about my exam?" The words come out before Naraya can stop them. "I have pharmacology at 8. If I miss it, you'll fail." Victor's tone is matter of fact. "Your scholarship requires a passing grade. You'll be dropped from the program, likely expelled." Naraya's chest tightens. "I can't." "You already did." Victor opens the door. "The moment you helped my son, you made a choice. Now you live with the consequences." Men carry Rafe inside. Naraya follows, numb. The house is massive. White walls, abstract art, floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking a garden she can barely see in the dark. They take Rafe upstairs. A doctor is already waiting, real, legitimate, with equipment that looks like it belongs in a hospital. He starts working immediately. Naraya stands in the doorway, watching. Her scrubs are ruined. Her hands won't stop shaking. Her phone, still in her pocket, buzzes. She pulls it out. 7 missed calls, 12 texts. Her roommate, her professors, the university automated system reminding her about the exam. 8 a.m., 6 hours from now. Victor appears beside her. "You should rest. There's a room prepared for you. I need to take that exam." "No, you need to survive the next 24 hours. His voice softens, just slightly. "Miss Wynn, I understand you've sacrificed something tonight, but if you walk out that door, Marcus will find you. And unlike my son, I can't guarantee he'll hesitate next time. So, I'm a prisoner. You're protected." Victor turns to leave, then stops. "For what it's worth, Rafe was right about you. You're different. Most people would have run. You stayed." He looks back at her. "That kind of loyalty is rare, valuable, and in my world, it's worth more than any exam." He leaves. Naraya stands alone in the hallway, watching doctors work on Rafe. His skin is still too pale, his breathing too shallow. But he's alive. Her phone buzzes again. This time it's a call. Unknown number. She answers without thinking. "Hello." Heavy breathing. Then Marcus's voice. Cold. Cruel. "He can't protect you forever, Naraya. And when he fails, I'll be waiting." The line goes dead. Outside the window, a helicopter appears. Not far, getting closer. The sound of rotors cuts through the night. And Naraya realizes this is only the beginning. Glass explodes inward. The SUV flips sideways, metal shrieking against asphalt. Naraya's head slams against something hard. Stars burst across her vision. The world spins, up becomes down, left becomes right. Then silence. Just for a second. Her ears ring. Blood drips from somewhere. She can't tell if it's hers or Rafe's. Everything hurts. "Moo!" Rafe's voice cuts through the fog in her head. His arm wraps around her waist, dragging her toward the shattered windshield. The SUV is on its side, smoking. Outside, shadows move. Men, guns, circling like wolves. Naraya's hands slip on broken glass. Pain shoots through her palm. She ignores it. Rafe pulls her through the opening, both of them tumbling onto wet pavement. "Can you run?" he asks. She nods, lying. Her legs feel like water. Gunfire erupts behind them. The SUV's gas tank explodes, a fireball roaring into the night sky. Heat slams into Naraya's back. Rafe shields her with his body, pulling her into a narrow gap between two buildings. They run. Again, always running. Her lungs burn. Her vision blurs. She can't do this anymore. Can't keep moving. Can't. Rafe stops, presses her against a brick wall. His hand covers her mouth. Not rough. Gentle. Desperate. Footsteps echo in the alley behind them. Slow. Confident. Hunting. Don't breathe. Rafe whispers against her ear. She freezes. His chest presses against hers. She can feel his heart pounding. Or maybe it's hers. She can't tell anymore. A shadow passes the alley entrance. Pauses. A flashlight beam cuts through the darkness, sweeping left to right. Naraya closes her eyes. Prays. She's never been religious, but right now she'll try anything. The beam moves on. The footsteps fade. Rafe doesn't move. Neither does she. They stay frozen, pressed together in the dark, waiting for the world to stop hunting them. We need a car, he finally says. Ow! He nods toward the street ahead. See that parking garage? 3 levels. Security cameras broken. I know because I own the building. You own. Naraya stops. Of course you do. They move fast. Across the street. Up the concrete stairs. The garage is empty except for a few scattered vehicles. Rafe heads straight for a black sedan in the corner. Keys? Naraya asks. Rafe smashes the driver's window with his elbow. Reaches inside. 30 seconds later, the engine roars to life. Get in. Naraya slides into the passenger seat. The leather is cold. Her hands leave bloody prints on everything she touches. Rafe floors it. Tires screech. They burst out of the garage onto the street, swerving between cars. Behind them, headlights appear. 2 vehicles, then 4. They found us, Naraya breathes. They never lost us. Rafe's jaw is tight. Marcus has eyes everywhere. We're not running from him. We're running towards something. Toward what? Help. The sedan accelerates. Naraya grabs the door handle as they take a corner too fast. Her stomach lurches. Buildings blur past. Red lights mean nothing. Stop signs don't exist. A bullet punches through the back window. Naraya screams. Rafe yanks the wheel hard, slamming them into a side street. Stay down, he shouts. She curls into the footwell, hands over her head. Glass rains down. Metal pings. The world is noise and chaos and terror. Rafe's hand finds hers in the darkness. Squeezes once. A promise he might not be able to keep. The sedan hits something. Spins. Stops. Naraya looks up. They're in an abandoned lot. Warehouses on all sides. No lights. No people. No escape. The pursuing vehicles box them in. Doors open. Men step out. At least 8. Maybe more. All armed. Rafe turns to her. His face is bloodied. Exhausted. But his eyes are clear. I'm sorry, he says. For what? For not getting you out in time. Behind them, a bullet hits the trunk. Dawn breaks across the city. Pink and gold light spills over buildings, turning glass into fire. It's beautiful. Wrong. The world shouldn't look this peaceful when Naraya's life is ending. The gunfire stopped 10 minutes ago. The men surrounding them disappeared into the warehouses. Regrouping. Planning. Waiting for orders. Rafe sits beside her in the stolen sedan, both of them breathing hard. Blood soaks through his shirt. Fresh and old. He's barely conscious. Barely human anymore. Just running on will and rage. We can't stay here, Naraya says. I know. So what do we do? Rafe doesn't answer. He stares at his phone. The screen is cracked, but working. A message flashes. Extraction delayed. Hold position. Your people, Naraya asks. What's left of them? His voice is hollow. Marcus killed most of my inner circle tonight. The ones still loyal are scattered. Hiding. Try to regroup. How long until they get here? 20 minutes. Maybe 30. Naraya looks at the warehouses. The men inside. The guns. We don't have 30 minutes. I know. Her phone buzzes. She pulls it out with shaking hands. The screen is cracked worse than Rafe's. But the notification is clear. Bold. Impossible to miss. Pharmacology exam. Starting in 15 minutes. Late arrivals not permitted. Her chest tightens. The exam. The one thing she's been working toward for months. The scholarship. Her future. Her entire life. Starting in 15 minutes. She can't make it. Even if the men outside disappeared. Even if Rafe's people arrived right now. Even if she ran full speed across the city. She can't make it. Rafe sees her face. Understands without asking. You should have walked away when I told you to. Would you have? He almost smiles. No. Then stop apologizing. Her phone buzzes again. Her roommate this time. Where are you? Professor said, no makeups. If you miss this, you're out. Naraya types back. I can't explain. Tell her I'm sorry. She hits send, watches the message deliver. Then she turns off her phone. What did you just do? Rafe asks. Made a choice. Her voice cracks. A stupid, life-ruining choice. But mine. Rafe reaches for her hand. His palm is cold, clammy. He's losing too much blood. She should have forced him to a hospital hours ago. When we get out of here, he starts. If we get out of here, when, he corrects. I'll fix this. Your exam, your scholarship, everything. You can't fix everything. Watch me. Outside, car doors slam. The men are moving again, surrounding the sedan, getting ready for the final push. Naraya's heart pounds so hard she can feel it in her throat. This is it. This is how it ends. In an abandoned lot at sunrise, covered in blood, holding hands with a man she met 6 hours ago. She thinks about her grandmother, her roommate, her professors, everyone who believed in her, everyone she's letting down. I'm sorry, she whispers. Not to Rafe, to herself. The car door beside her rips open. Hands grab her, pull her out. She tries to fight, but she's too weak, too exhausted. Someone shoves her to her knees. Concrete bites through her scrubs. A gun barrel presses against the back of her head. She closes her eyes. Across from her, they drag Rafe out too. Force him down. He doesn't fight either. Can't. He's barely breathing. Marcus appears from between the warehouses. Fresh suit, perfect hair, like he hasn't spent the night hunting his own brother. It's over, he says. Rafe lifts his head. Go to hell. Marcus laughs. You first. He nods to the man holding Naraya. Kill her. Make him watch. The gun cocks behind her head. Naraya opens her eyes, looks at Rafe. He's staring at her with so much pain, so much rage, she can barely stand it. Close your eyes, he mouths. She shakes her head. If she's dying, she's not doing it blind. The trigger starts to pull. Then, a roar splits the sky. Wind explodes across the lot. Dust and debris swirl into a blinding storm. The gun barrel lifts from Naraya's head as the man stumbles back, shielding his face. Above them, a helicopter descends. Military grade, black as midnight. Spotlight cutting through the dawn like a knife. Men rappelled down on ropes. Moving fast. Professional, armed to the teeth. They hit the ground and open fire immediately. Not at Naraya, not at Rafe. At Marcus's men. Chaos erupts. Gunfire. Shouting. Bodies dropping. Someone grabs Naraya's arm. She tries to scream, but a hand covers her mouth. We're friendly, a voice shouts in her ear. Victor sent us. She stops fighting. Lets him pull her up. Across the lot, more men are lifting Rafe. He's unconscious now, completely limp. They carry him toward the helicopter like he weighs nothing. Naraya runs after them. Her legs barely work. She stumbles. Someone catches her, pushes her forward. Move, move, move. They reach the helicopter. Hands lift her inside. The interior is all metal and medical equipment. A stretcher and 4 real doctors in tactical gear. They lay Rafe down, start working immediately, cutting away his shirt, inserting lines, shouting medical terms Naraya recognizes from class. She collapses onto a jump seat. Her hands won't stop shaking. Her vision swims. Someone wraps a blanket around her shoulders, presses a bottle of water into her hands. Drink, they order. She drinks. The water tastes like metal. Or maybe that's just the blood in her mouth. The helicopter lifts off. The lot shrinks below them. She can see Marcus standing in the middle of it all, staring up at them. His face twisted in fury. Then they're above the buildings. Above the city, heading somewhere Naraya doesn't recognize. Where are we going? She asks. Nobody answers. She looks at Rafe. The doctors are working fast. Too fast. That's bad. That means he's dying. Is he going to make it? Her voice sounds foreign. Small. One of the doctors glances at her. We'll do everything we can. Not a yes. Not a promise. Just words. Naraya pulls the blanket tighter. She's freezing despite the enclosed space. Shock. She learned about this in class. Recognized the symptoms. Can't stop them. Her phone is still in her pocket. Dead now. Battery finally gave out. The exam started 6 minutes ago. She's officially late. Officially failed. Officially done. 2 years of perfect grades. Destroyed. Her scholarship. Gone. Her future. Erased. All because she stopped to help a stranger bleeding in an alley. Tears burn behind her eyes. She won't let them fall. Not here. Not in front of these people who move like soldiers and treat Rafe like he's worth starting a war over. Hey, one of the doctors touches her arm. Kind eyes behind tactical goggles. You did good back there. Kept pressure on his wounds. Kept him conscious. Probably saved his life. I ruined mine. The doctor doesn't argue. Can't. Because it's true. The helicopter banks left. Through the window, Naraya sees a massive estate below. All manicured lawns and marble columns and gates that look like they belong in a movie. They land on a helipad. More men rush forward. More equipment. They transfer Rafe onto a gurney and wheel him toward the house at a run. Naraya climbs out. Her legs almost give out. Someone catches her, supports her weight. This way, miss. They lead her inside. The house is overwhelming. High ceilings, crystal chandeliers, art that probably costs more than her entire education. Victor Calderon waits in a massive study. Floor-to-ceiling windows, leather furniture, a desk big enough to land a plane on. Sit, he says. Naraya sits. The chair is soft. Too soft. She sinks into it and can't find the energy to care. Victor pours amber liquid into a glass, slides it across the desk. Drink. I don't. It wasn't a suggestion. She drinks, burns her throat, makes her cough, but it clears the fog in her head. Just a little. My son is in surgery, Victor says. The doctors say he'll survive. Thanks to you. Naraya doesn't respond. Doesn't trust her voice. You missed your exam. Not a question. 8 a.m. Pharmacology. Worth 40% of your grade. How do you? I know everything about you, Miss Wynn. Your schedule. Your professors. Your scholarship requirements. He leans back. I also know that without that exam, you're finished. The university doesn't give second chances. Especially not to scholarship students. The words hit like bullets. Each one landing exactly where it hurts most. I'm sorry, she whispers. Don't be. Victor's expression doesn't change. You made a choice. A good one. Rafe is alive because of you. That matters. Not to my scholarship committee. No. He pauses. But it matters to me. And in this city, that's worth considerably more. Naraya looks up. What are you saying? Victor opens a drawer, pulls out a folder, slides it across the desk. Your tuition, paid in full, every semester, every textbook, every fee. He taps the folder, a stipend for living expenses, housing covered, a new car, and a guaranteed position at any hospital in the state after graduation. Naraya stares at the folder. Doesn't touch it. Why? Because my son owes you his life, and a Calderon debt must be repaid. I don't want your money. Then what do you want? The question hangs in the air. Naraya doesn't have an answer, because what she wants, her old life, her normal future, doesn't exist anymore. Victor stands, walks to the window. You saved Rafe. Now I'm saving you. Take the deal, Miss Wynn. Let me fix what tonight destroyed. Outside, beyond the manicured lawns, Naraya can see her apartment complex in the distance. Her dorm, her life, all of it so close but completely unreachable now. She touches the folder, opens it. The numbers inside are staggering, life-changing. There's one condition, Victor says. Of course there is. You work for me, not officially, not publicly, but when I need someone I can trust, someone who proved they'll protect my family, even when it costs them everything, you answer. Naraya closes the folder. I'm not a criminal. I'm not asking you to be. Victor turns. I'm asking you to be exactly what you were tonight. Brave, loyal, human. In my world, those qualities are rare, valuable, and dangerous. Yes. Naraya stands. Her legs hold her this time. Barely. I need to think about it. Take all the time you need. Victor's smile is thin. But remember, Marcus knows your face now. Your name, where you live. Thinking time might be shorter than you'd like. The words settle like ice in her stomach. Someone knocks on the door. A staff member. "Sir, the young master is awake. He's asking for her." The staff member's eyes find Naraya. For her. The medical wing is pristine. White walls, soft lighting, equipment that looks like it belongs in a science fiction movie. Rafe lies in a hospital bed, hooked up to machines that beep steadily. His face is pale, but his eyes are open. Alert, locked on Naraya the second she walks through the door. "You're alive," he says, relief flooding his voice. "So are you." Naraya moves closer. Her hands twist together. "The doctors said it was close. I've had worse." That's not comforting. He almost smiles. Winces. "Everything hurts." "Good. It means you're healing." She sits in the chair beside his bed, too exhausted to stand anymore. Her scrubs are ruined, blood-soaked and torn. She should change, shower, sleep for a week. But she can't move. "Your exam," Rafe says quietly. "I heard you missed it." "Yeah. Because of me. Because I chose to help you." Naraya meets his eyes. "Don't make me regret it by apologizing again." Rafe studies her face. Something shifts in his expression. Something that makes her heart skip. "My father offered you a deal. You knew he would?" "I know him." Rafe shifts in the bed, tries to sit up, fails, curses under his breath. "Did you take it?" "I don't know yet." "You should." Naraya blinks. "What?" "Take his deal. Let him pay for school. Give you everything you lost tonight." Rafe's jaw tightens. "You earned it. By saving your life. By proving you're worth saving." The words hang between them. Heavy. Complicated. Naraya doesn't know how to respond. Outside the window, she can see the sun rising higher. The city waking up. People going to class. To work. Living normal lives. Her phone, somehow recharged by someone, buzzes in her pocket. She pulls it out. A notification from the university. Missed exam. Automatic failure. Scholarship review pending. Her chest tightens. It's real now. Official. Her future just ended. "I spent 2 years working for this," she whispers. 2 years of perfect grades. Double shifts. No sleep. No life. All of it for a scholarship that just evaporated because I stopped to help someone. "I'm sorry." "Stop saying that." Her voice cracks. "I'm not your responsibility. I'm not your problem. I'm just..." She stops. "I'm nobody." "No." Rafe's hand finds hers. His grip is weak but steady. "You're the person who looked at me bleeding and didn't walk away. You're the person who stayed when guns were pointed at you. You're the person who," he pauses, "who made me remember what it feels like to matter to someone." Naraya's throat burns. She doesn't cry. Won't. But it's close. "What happens now?" she asks. "Now." Rafe's expression hardens. "Now I deal with Marcus. Permanently." "You're going to kill your own brother?" "He tried to kill me first. That's how it works in my world." "That's insane. It's survival." Rafe squeezes her hand. "But you don't have to be part of it. Take my father's deal. Go back to school. Live your life. Forget you ever met me." "Can I do that?" "Just forget." "You could try." A commotion erupts in the hallway. Voices shouting. Footsteps running. The door bursts open. Victor strides in, flanked by guards. His face is stone. "We have a problem," he says. "Marcus just released a statement. He's claiming you're dead. That he killed you in self-defense after you attacked him." Rafe sits up. Pain flashes across his face. "You what?" He's consolidating power, painting himself as the victim. Half the syndicate is already backing him. Then we go public, prove I'm alive, and start a civil war. Victor's eyes are ice. "Is that what you want? Blood in the streets? Families torn apart? What I want is my brother dead. Get in line." The tension in the room is suffocating. Naraya stands, backs toward the door. This isn't her world, isn't her fight. She needs to leave before. Thunder shakes the walls. No, not thunder. Rotors. Everyone freezes. Listening. "That's not ours," one of the guards says. Victor's face goes pale. "Get her out of here. Now." "Ooh," Rafe demands. Victor points at Naraya. Marcus knows she's here. He's coming for her. Before anyone can move, the windows explode inward. Glass showers the room. Smoke canisters bounce across the floor, hissing. Figures rappel through the broken windows. Fast. Professional. Armed. Marcus's men. Gunfire erupts. Guards drop. Victor dives behind the bed. Rafe tries to stand, ripping out 4 lines, blood spraying. Someone grabs Naraya, drags her toward the door. She fights, screams, but the arms holding her are iron. The last thing she sees before they pull her into the hallway is Rafe, standing, bleeding, screaming her name. Then the door slams shut, and everything goes black. Naraya wakes on a rooftop. Wind tears at her clothes. Her head pounds. Blood crusts her lip where someone hit her. Marcus stands at the edge, calm, controlled, watching a helicopter descend toward them. Not his father's, not Rafe's. Something else, someone else. Finally awake, Marcus says without turning, "Good, I need you conscious for this." Naraya tries to move. Can't. Her hands are zip-tied behind her back. Her legs won't work. Drugged. They drugged her. "What do you want?" Her voice is raw. Leverage. Marcus turns. "My brother cares about you. I don't know why. Don't particularly care. But he does. Which makes you useful. He'll kill you for this. He'll try." Marcus smiles. But he's weak. Sentimental. That's always been his problem. He feels too much. Cares too much. His eyes narrow. "You made it worse." Made him soft. The helicopter touches down. The door opens. A woman steps out. Tall, elegant, cold eyes. She moves like a predator. "Is this her?" the woman asks. "Yes." Marcus nods toward Naraya, the one Rafe risked everything for. The woman studies Naraya like she's livestock. She doesn't look like much. She's not, but she matters to him. That's enough. The woman pulls out a phone, takes Naraya's picture, sends it somewhere. Done. The message is sent. What message? Naraya demands. Marcus crouches in front of her. A simple one. Surrender. Step down. Let me lead the family. Or watch you die. He won't do it. He will. Marcus stands. Because that's who Rafe is. He'll sacrifice everything for the people he loves. It's pathetic, but predictable. Naraya's mind races, looking for options, escape routes, anything. But there's nothing. Just a rooftop, a helicopter, and people who won't hesitate to throw her off. Her phone buzzes in Marcus's hand. He pulled it from her pocket while she was unconscious. He reads the screen, smiles. Your roommate is worried about you. Says the university is processing your withdrawal. Your grandmother called. Twice. He looks up. Your whole life is falling apart. And for what? A man you met 12 hours ago. Go to hell. Eventually, Marcus tosses her phone over the edge. It disappears into the city below. But not today. A second helicopter appears. This one she recognizes. Victor's. It hovers above the rooftop, too high to land. A door opens. Victor leans out, flanked by guards. His face is carved from granite. Let her go. Victor's voice booms through a speaker. Make me. Marcus shouts back. You're starting a war you can't win. I already won. Half the syndicate is backing me. The other half is too scared to choose sides. You're isolated, weak, and Rafe. Marcus grabs Naraya by the hair, forces her to look up at the helicopter, is about to make the biggest mistake of his life. Naraya sees him then. Rafe, standing in the helicopter doorway, bandages visible under his shirt. Face pale, but determined. A gun in his hand. Don't! Victor shouts at him. You jump, you die. Rafe doesn't hesitate. He jumps. Naraya screams. But he's not falling. He's rappelling. Down a rope. Fast. Controlled. Landing on the rooftop despite his injuries. Despite the pain. Despite everything. He points the gun at Marcus. Let her go. Or what? Marcus pulls his own gun. Presses it against Naraya's temple. You'll shoot me? Your own brother? Without hesitation. Liar. Marcus's finger moves to the trigger. You're too weak. Too human. That's why you'll never. The gunshot cracks. Marcus stumbles back. Blood blooms across his chest. His gun falls. His eyes go wide. Shocked. He drops to his knees. Rafe lowers his weapon. His hand doesn't shake. His expression doesn't change. I'm weak, Rafe says quietly. But I'm not stupid. Marcus collapses, dead before he hits the ground. Rafe crosses the rooftop, cuts Naraya's zip ties with a knife, pulls her to her feet. His arms wrap around her, solid and real and alive. "You came for me," she whispers. "Always." Victor's helicopter lands. Gap-out, securing the rooftop, checking Marcus's body, talking into radios. The woman who arrived with Marcus tries to run. They catch her in seconds. Victor approaches, looks at his dead son. His face shows nothing. "It's done," Rafe says. "Yes." Victor turns to Naraya. "And now we have a bigger problem." "What?" "Everyone in the syndicate just watched my son kill his own brother to save a nobody nursing student." Victor's expression is unreadable. "You're not invisible anymore, Miss Wynn. You're part of this. Permanently." Naraya looks at Rafe, then at the city stretching below. Her apartment, her school, her life, all of it down there. Unreachable now. "I don't have a choice, do I?" she asks. "You always have a choice," Rafe says. "But some choices come with consequences. And this one means you're mine." Rafe's hand finds hers. "My responsibility. My ally. He stops. Searches for the word. "Mine." Victor clears his throat. "If you're done being dramatic, we need to move. Marcus's supporters will retaliate. We have hours. Maybe less." Rafe doesn't let go of Naraya's hand. "Can you live with this? With me? With everything it means?" Naraya thinks about the exam she missed, the scholarship she lost, the normal life that died the moment she stopped to help a stranger bleeding in an alley. Then she thinks about Rafe, standing in front of a gun for her, jumping from a helicopter despite his wounds, killing his own brother to keep her alive. "I can live with it," she says, "but you're paying for my tuition. All of it. And I'm finishing school. No arguments." Rafe smiles. Really smiles. "Deal." They load into Victor's helicopter. Naraya looks back at the rooftop, at Marcus's body being covered with a tarp, at the spot where her life changed forever. The helicopter lifts off. The city spreads below them. Massive, complicated, beautiful, and terrible all at once. Rafe's hand tightens on hers. "This is only the beginning, Naraya. I know, it's going to be dangerous, violent. You'll see things you can't unsee, do things you can't undo. I know, and I need you." His voice drops, raw, honest. "More than you know, more than I should, but I do." Naraya turns to him, studies his face, the scars, the exhaustion, the fierce protectiveness in his eyes. "Then I guess we're doing this," she says. "You're sure?" "No." She manages a smile. "But I'm here anyway." The helicopter banks toward the rising sun. Behind them, sirens wail. Ahead, the future waits. Uncertain, dangerous, irrevocable. But Naraya isn't running anymore. She's choosing. And for the first time since she stopped to help a bleeding stranger, she feels like maybe, just maybe, she made the right choice after all. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story and want to see what happens next in Naraya and Rafe's dangerous new world, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next chapter. Drop a comment below sharing your thoughts. Would you have made the same choice Naraya did? Your insights might inspire others facing impossible decisions. This is a community that celebrates stories of courage, sacrifice, and transformation. Be part of it. Hit that subscribe button now.